Not sure what I am feeling about my partner and the people around me. This is my first time using this, so I don't really know what to expect. My partner and I, both 22, I am the male and my partner is the female, have been dating for the better part of 3 years. We both went to university together and hit it off fairly quick. My partner has had boyfriends before, but I have never had a girlfriend. She is the first one. Our relationship moved fairly fast and I started staying at her apartment more and more, and as she was barely making any money, just enough for the rent, I would spend all my money on groceries and on dates. Money was never an issue for us, so please don't get sidetracked by that. The apartment that we were staying in was a rental being paid by her parents and her brothers who stayed with her at the time. As my stays became more and more frequent, it was brought up by her brothers that I shouldn't be staying there without the parents' knowledge. This is where it gets tricky. My partner comes from a culturally strict background where the expectation for her was to not have a relationship with anybody until she finished university, and if she did, she was to date within the culture. She was adamant that bringing up this relationship with her parents would end badly for everybody, so in the name of love, we continued to live together, but we hid it from the parents. Of course, her brothers didn't enjoy this and would become increasingly agitated about it. One day, it all came crashing down and my partner was forced to tell her parents. It ended up okay and I soon met with the parents and they approved of her seeing me. However, they weren't aware of the extent of our relationship and they believed it to only be dating. I continued staying over at her apartment and her brothers continually got annoyed, which I don't disagree with. This was a pretty stupid thing to do. The brothers would become rude and abrasive. I always got annoyed at this but was told by my partner that we have to be nice as they are doing us a big favor but letting us live together. I understood, so I kept it under wraps. This would continue and I began to hate my living arrangement. I had told my parents I had moved out, so moving back in would be embarrassing. And I hated the place that I lived in and often just stayed inside the bedroom for days on end without coming out, except for the occasional bathroom break. Her parents would come visit more frequently and so did we with them. They lived in a different city across the country and it was important for them to stay in touch as much as possible. As our relationship continued, it soon became clear that it was an expectation for myself to drop everything to continue living this fraudulent life. If her parents came to visit, I would have to pack everything in the closet and rush back home only to meet my family and have super awkward reasons as to why I was back here. And if my partner was ever expected to meet her parents, I would have to pack all my things, drop work, drop my extra commitments to travel across the country to be with her. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but it soon became taxing on my career, my university requirements and everything else. Her parents are fairly opinionated, and believe that relationships should last the lifetime. They have also made it extremely clear that letting my partner see someone of a different ethnicity is a very big deal and that their family has taken a lot of abuse from their local ethnic community since our relationship became exposed. Basically, if our relationship was to fall apart, it would severely negatively impact my partner and her family in ways that I couldn't imagine, especially for their own relationships within the family and their community. We both understand that there is a lot of external pressure on our relationship that isn't just between me and my partner. This year, I began my postgraduate degree at university while my partner has finished her degree and is focusing on work. We have moved out to a new apartment with a couple roommates, which is relieving. We no longer have the stress of her brothers. At university, I began developing new friendships and met new people, a lot more than I did in high school as I went to a single-sex school and a lot more than in university as I was with my partner all the time. I usually don't become close friends with people as I am a fairly closed person. However, there has been one girl that has caught my attention quite strongly. I don't know how I feel about this person. As far as I am concerned, I don't have a crush on her, but I enjoy her company a lot. We understand each other as we had similar upbringings and I can talk to her endlessly. I look forward to spending time with her. I do not feel this way about my partner. We argue a lot and we have different views on the future and different opinions about everything. I didn't have a physical attraction to her. I wanted to be her friend and wanted to spend more time with her, at least this is what I think I feel. My partner caught wind of this and told me to stop all communication with her as I was emotionally cheating. I stopped all communication with her and stopped talking to her. I never told her any of this and she just thinks I was a rude person. I saw her again at university and we had a small chat about these things and it became clear that I was open with her and she was open with me. There is an undeniable connection between us that I haven't felt before with anybody. I really want to get to know her a lot better. In my mind, This doesn't mean date, it just means that I want to talk to her more and more. I can't stop thinking about her. I told her what happened and she told me she understood and wishes that things ended out differently and wishes that we could have become closer friends. Recently, my partner and I have had conversations with one another that have exposed our incompatibility. She has told me numerous times that she isn't happy and that we want different things. I have also told her I struggle to have meaningful conversations with her and that I struggle to connect with her. It wasn't always like this, I guess we have changed over time. It is unfair of me to wish and beg for me to have friendships with other people that my partner has said no to. I get it and I respect it. However, there is an insatiable want within me to continue talking and being with this new girl. My partner and I connect, but we don't deeply connect as well as people in a relationship do, we have both agreed on this. A lot of the time, I feel alone with my partner, but talking to this new girl makes me feel I'm with someone who genuinely cares and understands me. I know I shouldn't be with someone if I don't feel 100% with them, and I know it's unfair on my partner. Our relationship is hard. She has broken up with me before, but we realized the logistical struggles of breaking up and the impact that it would have on ourselves and the people around us, so we decided to stay together as it was easier. As I said before, breaking up isn't just us two leaving each other, it is my partner getting scolded by her family and her family getting scolded by her community. We have all made such big sacrifices to be with each other. I need your advice. Do I just stay with my partner with myself unfulfilled and my partner not completely loved and valued? Or do I make the hard decision and leave, bearing in mind that I am responsible for the full consequences of everything that is to happen to her and her family? Next story 2. Our relationship lasted 4 months, but I can't stop thinking about it. My ex and I met at a college party at the beginning of the spring semester, like most students at a university. He was in his last semester of a master's degree, and I was a junior. We were two different people who came from different places around the globe, both international students, and happened to be at the same party at the same time. Honestly, I wasn't planning to go to the party if I hadn't left my house keys with my friend earlier that day. We met and just socialized. I didn't think he was interested in me at first, and I didn't think I was interested in him either. Even though this man is 100,000% my dream that I always know since I was a kid. Before all of this, when anyone asked what my type was, I always have this specific height, 4 years older than me, specific country of origin, and area of his career. Everyone said I was describing this man. I was in denial this dream man exists, straight face. Regardless, life somehow led us to keep running into each other at other random parties or in the school hallway. Mind you, our majors were vastly different, and our departments were a decent walk away from each other. Fast forward to Valentine's Day of that year. I hadn't planned anything and was just going to drop off some chocolate for my girlfriends, then head home by myself. However, at 8:30 p.m., I received a message. What are you doing? Chilling on Valentine's Day at home alone, doesn't that sound a bit sad? Should I keep you company? What's your favorite candy and drink? We can watch Supernatural together when I get there. And that's how we started dating, haha. We hung out together most nights. We cooked, sang, danced, watched movies, studied together, and were pretty much inseparable. We spent the entire spring break traveling around the States, and it was the best trip I ever had. Despite all the fun we had, it was time for him to graduate and move back home. I couldn't visit him due to my immigration status, and he knew he wouldn't live in the States anymore. We knew we wouldn't be able to see each other ever again once May came around when we first started. But why did May have to come so quickly? Knowing we wouldn't meet again, I tried my best not to contact him except for a quick happy birthday. But it was heartbreaking for me not to be able to tell him how much I missed him and how I wished I could relive that semester over and over again. I had never felt so happy and loved. I missed our laughter when we messed up a song, sitting in front of a small laptop waiting for a new Game of Thrones episode to come out so we could watch it together, only to be disappointed because we had to wait another week. I missed preparing a mystery dish from a different country for our date night at home. Was it a good decision I did not telling all of my feelings and just let it go? We still text for a bit, a couple happy holidays or happy birthday. He always sends me a long text keeping me updated on his travel and such. The last happy birthday came from me to him. I wondered if he had forgotten my birthday after that, but I definitely remembered his. According to social media, he's in another relationship after 3 years, a month before my birthday, and I guess that's why he didn't send me a text. I don't blame him for doing so, but I guess I was not ready to believe that our fate has ended. I still holding onto that thread of a magical moment where we could reunite. Out of respect for his relationship, I didn't send him a text any longer. As a side note, I've been in other relationships since then, but they don't feel the same. Thoughts of him pop up in my head sometimes, and I feel guilty for thinking about him while I'm dating someone else. How could I stop loving him? I have never loved someone like this. He was my favorite hello and the hardest goodbye. A side note, I am guessing he did love me just as much, since I did get one drunk text after 2 years. I'm a bit drunk right now. I know our probabilities have never been really good. But as my friends recognized, I start smiling when I'm talking about you. Be sure I don't forget you. It's 3 a.m. and I gotta be up in 2 hours for a long road trip by myself. I'm extremely sad, I guess, but I feel good to get it off my chest.